Welcome back to Mycon Training. We are continuing the child play history, and now we are in 1762 to 1855. In our previous recording on part 1, we reached until child labor, how it was introduced, how and what age it was moved forward to. Now we are going to continue the rest of the history in this part. Let's start part 2 of the play history. Jacques Rousseau in 1762 to 1855. In the 18th century, French philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau introduced a child-centered philosophy. He believed children had an inbuilt moral compass and unique way of thinking which can be harmed by parents' instruction. He introduced society to the concept of stages of child development. Finally, we went there somewhere. This later led to the development of the norms of child development introduced by the range of theorists over the next 300 years. This saw a change in parenting and teaching. Friedrich Froebel in 1782 to 1852, known as the founder of kindergarten, and formalized the early childhood setting, launched early childhood education in 1837, established that play was appropriate and needed in early childhood education, created play gifts, specializing in blocks, which were the first education toys. They were used as the first child development tools, believed children learn through play, and designed training for teachers and saw the importance of observation and program. So on this time, from 1782 to moving forward, here actually the children had their lives because the theorists started to research on how it should be like, how childhood should be like, what kind of play should be a good play, or what play experiences children should experience in their lives. Maria Montessori, 1870 to 1952. In 1907, Maria Montessori extended in Froebel's idea with her child-centered approach to early learning. She viewed children as knowledgeable, saw educators as social engineers, focused on the importance of learning environment, and believed that children's sense should be educated first before intellect. Now there is a video about Maria Montessori because Maria Montessori is the one who introduced the Montessori curriculum. So here is a little video about Montessori school education. That will be a great video for all of you to watch, and it will definitely extend your understanding about the Montessori curriculum. Jean Piaget, 1896 to 1980. Piaget believed in play, that children learn best when playing alone without the interference of adults. Piaget believed in stages of play: sensory motor, birth to 2 years, pre-operational 2 to 7 years, and concrete operational 8 to 11 years. Lev Vygotsky. Lev Vygotsky was a social cultural theorist. He believed social interactions act as a medium for cognitive, social, and intellectual development. Vygotsky's theory included the zone of proximal development that educators can use to determine that the part of a task that children need help with and provide support. So now here comes the question that what is ZPD? What is ZPD? ZPD is a concept. It's an educational way or a theory for learning development. It basically defines the space between what a learner can do without an assistant or what a learner can do with the guidance of someone like a peer of education. So ZPD basically defines what the children can do without an assistant, what a children can do with assistance. John Dewey strongly believed that learning should come from the interest of children, believed in a project approach. The main role of an educator is to promote the interest of a children and to assist in discovery and inquiry. Dewey believed the best way to learn is doing. So to learn, do. Practically do it to learn something. Rudolf Steiner, 1861 to 1925. Steiner created what is known today as Waldorf education. His philosophy focuses on developing free and morally responsible individual with a high level of social competence. This philosophy focused during a free and morally responsible individual with a high level of social competence. Steiner looked at three developmental stages: preschool age, which is the age of 6, and experiential education. Age of 6 to 14 is a formal education, and 14 is going to be the academic education. And here is also a video of what is Waldorf education system is, which will give you such a great idea about, and also at the same time it will make you understand in very detail. Loris Malaguzzi, 1920 to 1994. Malaguzzi was the founder of Reggio Emilia approach. This is the most followed approach basically at this stage. This was based on an original childcare center that opened in a town of Reggio Emilia. He was a strong believer in documenting children's learning and interest, and believed that educators could base their program around this interest and continue them for a matter of days. So basically this is what we're doing at the moment. We try to identify what is children's interest, what kind of interest does the children have, and then we as an educator, we document all their observation, all their learning, and then we continue it by doing some extension of their learning, and we can continue for a matter of days. And this is Reggio Emilia, which is pretty much followed in, I believe, the majority services at this stage. Mild rate pattern. So develop stages of play which are now often referred to social categories of play. So here is some 6 stages of play: onlooker play, solitary play, parallel play, associative play, and cooperative play. These categories of play will be used in current studies as you develop more experience in children. You will learn to identify the stages in which child is protected. Let me explain you a little bit of what kind of play is these plays are, or until what age to what age you will see this kind of play. When we're talking about onlooker play, what is an onlooker play? So onlooker play basically starts around the age of 2 years old, when a child basically watch and observe other children playing but will not play with them. So onlooker is just kind of a play where the children is going to look at the other children's play, and they will just look at them, observe them, but they will not play with them. Solitary play. What is a solitary play? Solitary play is developed by the age of 0 to 2 years old, when the child plays alone and there is not interest in playing with others at all. So when the child is like at the age of 0 to 2 years old, they will be just playing alone themselves. They don't want to go and play with someone else. They might not show any interest on someone else's play as well. Parallel play. Parallel play is basically the starting of a team play, or starting of a play where the children starts to play alongside or near to others but does not play with them. Because parallel play is a kind of play where the children is going to be just above 2 years old, where they're kind of just observing others, or they will be just very close to others and watching and observing and stay alongside, but doesn't seem like sometimes they will play with them, but they will be around the area. Associative play. What is associative play? Associative play is basically starting at the age of 3 to 4 years old, when the child starts to interact with others during the play, but there is not much cooperation required. So for say example, if you have a look at it, like children will play in the playground but doing different things. For say example, if you have a playground where you have the obstacle courses outside, children is going to play together. They all are playing together, but they all are doing their own things. So this is pretty much what called the associative play. Cooperative play is basically at the age of 4+ years old, and we expect children to play with each other and show interest and both actively working together. If it is 2 child, if it is 5 child, they will be cooperatively working together. So this is the play stages that is very commonly followed by the age of 0 to 5 years old. Sarah Milansky researched the link between how children learn through play and the relationship of play to the future success. So in here, she defined 4 types of play: functional play, constructive play, dramatic play, and games with rules. So this is also the stages as well, because the functional play is the stage 1, constructive play is a stage 2, and dramatic play is stage 3, and games with rules is stage 4. And it is involve some age group as well, because functional play will be starting from infancy, where the children will start to explore how to feel, how to taste, how to smell, and how to shake their hands, how to drop, how to throw. So it's a bit like starting of feeling and trying to do some functional stuff, okay? And then constructive play will come to the stage 2, where the age group could be somewhere like 2 to 3 years old. And in that stage, children will learn different ways to creatively use the material. Like for say example, if that's a baby and it's a car, the baby will just at the stage of functional play, they will maybe just throw the car, play with the car. But in the constructive play, they will learn how to use the car in various different ways, and creation for purposeful planning. So they will know that I am going to do that. There is a purpose of that play. Dramatic and pretend play is basically the stage 3, and it starts from around the age of 3 years old, where the children are going to pretend, they are going to role play, they are going to imitate the world around them. That's the best word, I believe. Games with rules, that is basically above the age of 3 years old, where the children will learn like 2 general types of games, like table games. They will have physical movements, they will do structure games, the games that requires a lot of rules and regulations and following a lot of systematic play, I would say. So in here, these 4 types of play, also the 4 stages of play, which is invented by Milansky. And in this stage also, they have got the age appropriate play system, which is comes according to their age. Child protection. Society in the 19th century and 20th century passed a range of acts to protect children. This included ensuring they could no longer be used as labor as they were in the Industrial Revolution. This allowed children to regain their childhood. This at times included the removal of children from the families to institutions if deemed it's unsuitable. Like that, this time in 19th century, the children had some rights to be or to act as a child. Our First Nations peoples, 60,000 years ago to now, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people of Australia lived in a small family group and moved across and defined the part of a community. Based on seasons, children were loved, valued, and lived as a part of kinship group, which included friends and extended families. Aboriginal families recognized the importance of childhood and protected their children, sharing information about morals and respect through the dreaming, and conducted secret ceremonies at certain times in a children's life when they come to our age. So basically, when the dream time started, they actually started the dreaming. They actually started to to conduct lots of ceremonies which is specialized for children. So children has got the opportunity to be a child. So here are some creative spirits, some videos about indigenous games that they used to play over that time, also still play now. Childhood in 21st century. It is today's Australia. It is today's world. Today in Australia, the relationship between adults and children has changed, where children are now viewed as equal, given a voice and their sense of agency, so they can make their own decisions. They can actually express their feelings. So that agency they have, that equality they have, the ability. We encourage these days a lot for children to make their own decisions. Look, when it comes to take own decisions, it does not mean that I am going to give him like a paper, or I'm going to give a child a contract to make own decisions. It's a very small thing. It's like, for say example, are you hungry or you want to go to bed now? You like some sandwich or you like some rice? Would you like to stay inside or you want to go outside? So all these little tiny step decisions make children to make their own decisions, and they are valued. Their decisions are valued, and the decisions are promoted. Research into brain development has seen the importance of early childhood education, today valued and accessed by many children. So, the digital age. Many researchers have raised concern that childhood is shortening, with children accessing adult themes such as sex, pornography, violence, suicide, and pandemic through TV, social media, and online threats such as bullying and predators. So obviously, yes, these days there is an advantage and there is a disadvantage of everything. Yes, these days children are treated equally. That is also a kind of advantage and disadvantage in there, because children has got access to a lot of social medias. There is the age appropriate videos sometimes are not popping in, so they're looking at something which is not age appropriate. That is also one thing that we have to look after as all. So here is the reading, Education in Digital Age. Here is the reading over here. It's a great reading. And here is a video of what does the research say. So we finished our chapter number 1 of the child play history over here, and I am going to continue the chapter number 2 on our next video. Thank you so much for listening.